Good morning, everyone. I'm actually an independent voter. Uh, Actually, when I registered, when I went in, this is many years ago, I found out that independents cannot vote the primaries, so I just said to them, pick any of them. I said, because I vote on policies, I don't vote on, what the media says and the garbage that's out there. I'm going to get into fine details with everything then once I let you know why I'm an independent and why a lot of people that are Republican and Democrats should think like an independent. And there's some that do, and there's other ones that don't. So I'm not discriminating on both sides, but there is a good many, no matter what the circumstances are, they will vote the Republican and the Democrat vote with the Democrat, not even really considering the policies. And the other thing is, you don't vote on somebody's personalities and movie stars and stuff like that. Helping them out. Then you're falling away from. You're just actually doing feelings instead of looking at the policies and so on. Okay, now the next thing you got to think about is you got to remember one thing. When you are running the country and you got other countries looking at us, and right now we're in turmoil in other countries, you want somebody that's going to be a strong leader that can stand up to them, okay? Or do you want somebody with a personality that is not proven to be strong? Also, I think that a lot of people should not go and believe what's on the media outlets, on TV, ABC, NBC, and Fox, and their ads and everything. They cut those and make them to what they are. There's many YouTube that you can find facts about stuff, and the racist bullshit that I get the shits of hearing on TV at times. It's pushed. It's not all the time, but it does come up. Racist in this country, and I'm going to tell you like it is. 99% of us, no matter what color we are, look at each other as character, not color. And the other thing is, you don't separate American by color. What I didn't like hearing is Black Lives Matter. I used to hear that a good bit. You know what? No, that's the wrong way to look at it. All lives matter, for one, and we're Americans. Don't separate us. It doesn't matter what color we are. In God's rights, we should love one another. So there's several outlets that you can go on to fact check and get information. And one is Officer Tatum, if I pronounce it right, conservative twins, and Megyan Kelly, she's a woman, and get some facts, okay? So I'm going to go a little bit more in detail on politics issues. Why I do think that this is going to be decided by the independents. Whoever is out there that's an independent voter, we all know, most of us are a mind of their own and make decisions based on policies, because you don't look at either side of being, because they're Republican or Democrat, they just vote for them because they like them, or because that's what their mom and dad's been doing for the rest of their lives. Okay, most independents are like me. They're going to look at the situation. They're going to look at the media. research the media a lot, and they're going to look at the policies. The first number one thing that you should think about, now I know you heard this before, how has these past 4 years been? Are you better off 4 years ago? Well, number one, the economy is terrible, okay? So, if the economy is terrible and you got groceries going up in price, which we all know that, I don't have to get into the percentages, insurance going up, mortgage rates going up, car insurance going up, gas prices going up, taxes going up, and I can keep on going. So, then the next thing that you got to look at is who's going to be a strong leader to stand up economically to other countries. Okay. So, on that standpoint, you got to figure out who would be the person to do that. Which candidate can do that. Okay. Then, for all the women out there, I want you to think of something. One party is coming for your rights, and also all of our rights. I'm just going to use one example. If I would be a woman, I would be very pissed. Okay? You look at sports. You got men and women in sports. But now you get a man that supposedly says he's transgender. And in DNA and stuff, they all have testosterone on them. Okay? So they're coming after you. Okay? Your freedom to go in sports. And we know the Democrats believe in that because they believe in transgenders. And excuse me for saying this. Women, think about this. There's two sexes, male and female. Okay? Adam and Eve was a male and a female. Okay? In describing male and female, we learned that in sex education. Come on, people. Okay? Males have penises and women has vaginas, and they're born with it. Born with it. Okay? Not surgically done. Okay? They're biologically born with it. Okay? So, I'm not saying that transgenders are terrible. They can do what they want with their bodies and everything. But for them going into women's sports, they shouldn't be allowed in women's sports. It should be a separate sport. So think about it, women. They're coming after your rights. Okay, so then the other agenda they come up with is abortion. So I'm going to tackle abortion. For all you women out there, could get mad at me, but just listen to what I have to say. It makes sense. Okay, I understand that you say that your body is your body and you should be able to do what you want with it. I got all that. I believe to a certain degree, before there's a heartbeat, you can have an abortion. Now, think what I'm saying here and listen very well. If it's incest, health problems, or rape. Okay, because after it gets to the part where the heart beats, it's not just your body anymore. It's the baby's body too. So you're getting to the degree after the heartbeat and you go through the abortion thing, you just kill a baby, okay? I can understand you love yourself, okay? I got all that. If there's other options out there, is why don't you go through with the pregnancy and put it up for adoption? If you love yourself, give the child a chance to be loved by somebody else. There's so many families that have to go overseas to get children to adopt. Really think about this. It's all common sense. And then you have contraceptives, and then not to get pregnant. This is another easy way out. If you're going to spread your legs, then you need to really think about how to handle this, okay, and which side that you want to be on. And I understand, yeah, it's your body. I got that. But to a degree, when there's a heartbeat, okay, to me, you're killing something. You're a murderer after it's a heartbeat, okay? Just think hard about maybe if you're gonna get to the point where you don't want the child, give it life, give it love for someone else to love, okay? Put it up for adoption. So that covers the abortion issue. Now, coming down to, I do believe if we all really think about it, being honest with ourselves, if you look back how many times Donald Trump has been gone after by the Democrats and had cases on him, and I've been following a lot of this garbage. A lot of this stuff is being weaponized. And if you don't believe it, research it. Look up for your own eyes. Why would he have so many, opinions or, and then over half of them, he wins anyway. So that just tells you they're just coming after him for one reason, okay? So you really got to need to think about that. Use your common damn sense. I mean, don't go voting for somebody because of a personality. And he isn't racist. Research that too. So I don't want to hear that crap that he's racist, because there's so many clips of him helping family members and stuff when things happen. Kids that have a brain tumor, that he goes to the hospital, give them presents. Way back, Hudson, which was on American Idol. I forget her first name, but her last name was Hudson. I think it was Jennifer Hudson. If you go research that, when her family, a lot of the family died, Donald Trump put her up in one of his hotels in New York. Okay, what color is she? Okay. To me, it doesn't matter color. We're all Americans. Okay. So, getting down to, if you look at when you go in that voting booth, you need to look at, one, policies. Two, don't look at their personality. Both of them, one has a lovable personality, a feeling personality, but can she be strong enough and run the country? Okay. The other person is strong, and I do believe he can run the country. He's not perfect. No one is. Okay. So I'm independent. So all you independents out there need to think who to vote for. And you really think about all these ads that you see, they're cut up. I research half of them. Both sides do it. Okay. So don't believe in the ads that you see. Don't believe in a lot of stuff that's on the main medias. Go on YouTube and research Megyan Kelly, Officer Tatum, and the conservative twins to get your information, and they're not going to lie to you, okay? They're very smart individuals and very much common sense. Most of this is common sense, but I do believe there's a lot of people out there who's not educated enough when they go in the voting booth because they don't research nothing. And if you're going to do that, you might as well not even vote at all, because you're going to end up helping the wrong person. I love the United States. I love our Constitution, freedom of speech, Second Amendment. I want everything that our forefathers died for. Remember that. They died for all this stuff. And here we are, one party is trying to take some of that away. Freedom of speech. Just look around, think of some of the things that you can research online. okay? So, and we all know Democrats or Republicans. The Constitution has been written 17, I guess it was 17, I don't know, I'm thinking 62 or something like that. I'm probably off, but I'm closely in the neighborhood. They were very intelligent. Very intelligent, our forefathers were, okay? And it's not made to be tampered with. It's not made to be changed, okay? So just remember who is attacking your rights, okay? And then I'm going to come up and tell you concerning the Second Amendment. Now, really listen to this clearly. It doesn't matter what you do. You are never going to stop evil on this earth. You're never going to stop mental problems. The gun doesn't kill people. People do. People that are mental problems, okay? As we all know, you go on the news at times and the person they evaluate there's no problems at all. And some have issues, okay? But the fact is, we never know what time the mind is going to snap, okay? So on that standpoint, a person can be, a very good person inside, never had any felony charges, so he can go out and get a gun, etc., okay? And he goes out and he commits murder, okay? So you're never going to completely take care of it, okay? No matter what gun rights that you put in there, and we have a freedom to carry them. And of course, we'll go back in history. I'll give you a history course because some of us don't understand that. The Second Amendment is it's just not to only bear arms, but it's to protect us from our government. If there's a time that they want to become a dictatorship, that we can develop a missionary to fight against them. Okay? So if they keep on doing what they're trying to do, making stiffer laws on a common American, it's starting to take our gun rights away. Okay, now going back to murders and serial killers, if you look it up, we all seen it. Most of them are killed by strangulation, ropes, knives, okay? Rifles are pretty much one of the last, I'm not going to say last, but maybe in the middle pack or towards the bottom. In mass murders or murders, it's the pistol. Okay, and you got knives, and then you got ropes. So where do you end? You take the knives away, you take everything away, then you might as well take cars away too, because several years ago there was a parade up in New York. Okay, research it. The guy got out, and I don't know why he got out, because he had a rap sheet bigger than you know what. He ran that car through a parade, and he actually killed some people. To research it. Parade in New York. It was many years ago, but he got out, and he hurt a lot of people. So we do, in a certain part, you're never going to prevent evil. Okay, so let's go to common sense now in schools. How to prevent, not all of them, but most of them. Okay. So, if you take the school and you base the fact that we have criminals, they're in a prison, okay, it's theoretically this guy is no good person that's going to go on a mass shooting, okay, and it's using this as a principle, so really he's going to end up in prison or he'll just commit suicide or whatever. How do we keep mass murderers that were charged in jail. Okay? How do we do all that? They have cameras everywhere. They got security guards that are packing guns. Okay? It's thoroughly check with a monitoring system with TVs. Okay? So, common sense tells you then in schools, I know with money-wise, people say, well, that costs money. Well, we waste so much money in other areas. Don't you think your kids are more important than wasting money, or politicians wasting money in other areas? That's another issue and a point. But you need to go out, get a monitoring system for a Social Security guard to actually monitor all doorways, all classrooms, and he's packing a gun. And make sure all protocols are being followed. And maybe, school, you check at front the security guard before school, or they would have to go to school a little earlier, and metal detectors and everything to check to make sure that they have no guns or anything on them or any weapons on them. Okay. So then you got to make sure that everybody else follows the protocols. One door to go in, and that's it, the front door. You don't have back doors unlocked. Like on the one mass murder down in Texas, here the one of the back doors were unlocked, and he got in. So everybody started blaming the police officers and stuff. But, if that door would have been locked and he had a security guard and checking this stuff, that would have never happened. Okay, now I'm going to go on to all the money that we waste overseas. Tons and tons of money we waste overseas. And I understand we have allies. Okay, but then when you got other allies surrounding, like Poland and some of the other countries, Germany and stuff, not putting as much as the United States with money-wise to try to help Ukraine. The other thing we all got to think about is over there, Israel, Iran, and I'm not picking on anybody, and because Iran, I do think, has issues, and they have a lot of evil in Iran with terrorists, okay? And I love everybody, but those countries have been fighting since the biblical times, the Bible. Their society is a lot different from ours. We should be staying out of their politics. We should be worried about what's happening at home, and then taking that money, investing it in homeless veterans that need to be better taken care of, senior citizens that need to be taken care of. So that's the other thing you got to think about now when you go in to vote. Okay, what I'm saying here. So I'm covering a lot of things that you should be really thinking about. And another thing is Social Security shouldn't be taxed, for one. And how do you resolve the problem of Social Security? A lot of it is because of wasteful spending that you should be able to not have tax on Social Security. But the other hand, you could also do something a little different, that you could raise the Social Security rate for previous workers, which they would understand that when they retired, it's not actually a tax that they're getting. They're going to get it back, okay, when they retire. So the adjustment will help to balance the taxes for people that are retired. And there are other economic policies that you can put in. The other thing is the 401ks and stuff like that. And, some of that, on one side, they want to tax it more than it is. Number one, a retirement person relies on a 401k to help him get through retirement. Now, there's a lot of rich people out there that make tons of money that don't need that, like movie stars and a lot of other people, okay? So they don't really know what the common person goes through. Or we're living on a fixed income on most of us. And most of us live paycheck to paycheck. So what I'm saying on the 401k, they need to come up with a tax table that under a certain amount you get taxed not at all if you're withdrawing a certain amount every month to live on. If you decide to draw a certain amount over, which we could be considered in another bracket that may be considered rich, then start taxing. Or if you take the full amount out, okay? But if they're pulling it for income to live monthly, you shouldn't be taxing that, okay? So I think I covered pretty much everything. So I'm going to leave it at that, but please do a lot of research. There's a lot of outlets out there privately. Conservative Twins, Officer Tatum, Megyan Kelly. I can keep on going on. They're very smart individuals. So, independence. When you go out there, take all these into consideration, what most independents do. As of right now, if you're smart enough, vote for Donald Trump. Harris is not going to be, her policies are the same as Biden policies. And if you really dig into it, we are going to be taxed. Plus, sorry about that. Plus, you're going to end up, if you get inheritances and you make so much money, there's going to be a capital gains tax. So you're going to be taxed on that, and probably inheritance tax, which a lot of states don't have anymore. So there's a lot of things. These ads are just a bunch of crap. You need to do the research. Okay, so I'm going to leave things. I know, sorry about dropping my phone. I'm kind of having my dog here with me. But please do your research. Don't vote on everything and take in consideration when I've said it in this video. I love the United States. I love all Americans. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And please vote for the better candidate. Don't vote just on party lines, because then you're going to be putting the wrong person in as President of the United States. Thank you and goodbye, and love you all.